Hello and welcome, Janet Beckers here with your wonderful web TV tip of the week. And to commemorate the passing of an amazing man, Nelson Mandela, I'm going to share with you today 3 lessons that Nelson Mandela taught me about business. See you on the inside. Nelson Mandela, what an amazing man. And you know what, I think of all of the well-known people throughout time, I think Nelson Mandela would be the one person who I could say without doubt has been the most influence on how I live my life, how I approach my business. You know, one of those people that you think, well, what would so-and-so do in this situation? Well, I think, what would Nelson Mandela do? So, let me share with you 3 things that I think that he has embodied, that I've always kept in mind with my business, and that may also work with you. So I'd love to hear from you if you can relate to these 3 things, or maybe there's other lessons that he's taught you. So let me tell you. Okay, so number 1 is absolutely, if you believe in something, just stick with it. You know, integrity is absolutely essential. So if there is something that you believe, don't compromise on it. So he's a man that didn't necessarily set out to, you know, I'm going to influence the world, I'm going to change the world. He just saw what he thought was right, and he always made his decisions backing up what he believed. So when it comes to business, if you take a particular stand on the way that things should be done in your particular industry, if that's truly what you believe, well, embody that in your business. Stick with that. Don't waver and change, you know, your standing and take the easier path. If that's what you believe, stick with it, because integrity is absolutely essential to everything that you do in your business and in life, really. So that was number 1, the really big one. Now, number 2 is something that is a really high value of mine, that I know was a core value of Nelson Mandela, is respect. And that is not just respect for the people who agree with you and the people who you're thinking, well, I'm meant to have respect for them because they're my elder, for example. But even respect for the people that you totally disagree with, that people who could be seen as your enemies. And I think this is something that he made such an influence, because he had respect enough for the people who had oppressed him and his people that he could forgive. And he could treat them well. He could treat them with trust. And I don't think, well, in my mind, I really don't think that you can forgive without, first of all, having respect for that other person and their point of view. So I think respect is a really important thing. So for me, in my life, in my business, I always think about, you know, respect for the people who come to me that say, you know, I've done this, and they may have made some really bad decisions in the past, but that's okay. You know, it's respect for, you know, what does that person hold as a value, and what can you do to help that person, or even for people who, you know, who don't treat you well in business, just, you know, respect that. That's okay. Go on your own, go on your way. And then the 3rd lesson, which is a really, really core value of mine, and I do believe it was something that made him say that his influence resonated throughout the world, was love. And for, you know, I think that's where the respect had to come first before the love, is to share love with people. So for me, and I'm talking about business lessons here, before I have contact, before I go on a teleseminar or a webinar, or before I get on stage, any of those things, I think about love, and the love for the people who I'm going to be communicating with, and just a way of, you know, sharing that with as many people as you can as possible. Kind of sounds a bit airy-fairy, but I actually see love as a very, very core business value. So there you go. So that's, for me, that is the 3 big lessons that Nelson Mandela has taught me about business, and that is very core to my values in business. I would love to hear from you. You know, this amazing man, you know, what were the things that you learnt from him? I'm sure different people take away different lessons from such an amazing person. So please share them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And Yeah, and how lucky were we to have such an amazing person influencing our lives for such an amazing length of time. Okay, bye.